Here's your beginner playbook for tax lien investing. I'm going to walk you through it step by step so you can start in this business today and use what I believe to be one of the best real estate opportunities that is currently hitting us with the economic conditions that we're currently in. So many folks are struggling to find a deal, and tax lien investing can be your ticket to start. So one of the big things out of the gate is you need to understand the basics of the business. First off, know the basics, the fundamentals, so that you don't look silly if you're trying to explain this. Know the difference between a tax lien and a tax deed. So with the tax deed, you own the property, the opening bid is the back taxes owed. With a tax lien certificate, you're not actually buying the property, you're basically lending the county government money so that they can pay their bills, Except with the county, nobody's gonna come in and repo their car. So know the difference, and the reason tax liens are awesome is because they're safe, secure, and predictable. You can earn 18 to 36% interest, and the worst case scenario on a tax lien is often the best home run you could ever get in your life, because if they don't pay you back, you get the property, generally for a couple cents on the dollar. So if you're just tuning in, I'm Dustin Hahn. I've been doing this business now for 20 years, and I help folks get into tax liens so that they can use this business. I was working on an oil rig, hating life, and this business helped me basically create my own schedule. So if you like this content, go ahead, hit the subscribe button if you like it, hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying it, and ask me a question. And for anybody that tunes in, I give away a totally free mini course called the ABCs of Tax Lien and Deed Investing below. It's one of the best free trainings out there. There's like 250 reviews on this thing so far. Tax Lien and Deed Investing 101 on demand. Nobody really does DVDs anymore, but this stuff is the classic greatest hits, and that is in a link below. And if you want to speak to us, there's also a link down there as well. So the next thing you want to be doing for your tax lien playbook is obviously figure out if you live in a lien or a deed state. Very important. If you're in a deed state, then obviously you can't do liens. So find a tax lien state where you can do this stuff remotely, which is a lot of the states these days. You got Arizona, Florida's good, really good tax lien certificates there with good interest rates. And they do auctions lots, and there's lots of properties in those states. So figure out the rules and the regulations. One of the things that I always say, this business is like the game of Monopoly, okay? The general premise is the same. You go around the board. However, what you do is you take your board and your figurines, you got the car and the thimble, and you take that board to the county and you ask them, hey, I need the instructions on how to play this game here. They're going to give you the instructions. You're going to be in good shape, off to the races. And then from there, the next thing you want to do as a beginner is figure out how to research those properties. Do your due diligence, okay? Figure out property values, figure out statistics, figure out any other potential liens or encumbrances on that property so that you can understand. Now, 95% of tax liens will redeem, which is awesome. And then 5% of the time you'll get the home run. And what I mean by that is generally the worst case scenario, if they don't pay your taxes or pay you back. And remember, they're not paying you directly, they pay the county, which is another great thing. You don't have to deal with the homeowner. So in this situation, you can get the property for the back taxes owed, which is a good deal, right? So from there, what you want to do is, just start attending some auctions, whether it's an online auction, in person. If you're watching this and you haven't attended an auction yet, you're not in the game. Today's the day to get in the game. Find an auction. That's why I give this away. There's nothing to buy, totally free. I used to sell it. It'll show you the exact steps for the local one. My goal with this channel is to give you kind of the broad navigation, and then you zoom in with some of the other videos, and then you can dive into these trainings as well. There is the link below, okay? After you attend some local auctions, diversify. So instead of putting a whole bunch of money into one big expensive tax lien, buy a bunch of little ones if you like to mitigate that risk. That can be important as well, and work your way up. You can buy a tax lien for 20 bucks on small pieces of land. And the cool thing with that is if 95% of them redeem, that means every 1 in 20 liens, you're going to get a property. You're going to be able to really hit a home run, okay? From there, you want to stay organized. You can use a simple spreadsheet. I use a task management tool called Asana, and not like the sauna you go into to sweat. It is just, it's called Asana, task management. I think I have a video on my channel here somewhere that talks about how we use that. From there, continue to educate yourself. Check out the other videos on this channel. It's totally dedicated to helping folks like yourself get into this business and change your life through tax lien and deed investing. You know, like I mentioned, I was working on an oil rig, hating life, miserable, cold. And then I sold some oil field toys and got into tax liens and deeds. Never looked back, okay? The last thing you want to do as a beginner is always have an exit strategy. What are you going to do if you end up with this property? Okay, that's super important. Now, most of the time, the property's at such a good deal, it'll be able to sell regardless. But make sure to avoid things like landlocked property, you know, maybe things with some funky zoning laws. Maybe you want to avoid things that could have environmental risks and things like that. This is a great business to get into. You should absolutely be into it. It is one of the best arbitrages in real estate right now. And if you want some help with it, you can talk to me or my team below. Not below, like, you know, AI version. You can speak to a real human being. There's a link to that. And then the free mini course is below. So if you like this stuff, go ahead, subscribe, grab the mini course. I really appreciate you tuning into this channel. I'll do my best to help you on your tax lien and deed journey. And ask a question in the comment, hit the thumbs up if you like this. Share this video with somebody who you think might need to see it. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in.